there's a lot of misunderstandings about autism and what to expect. Oftentimes people meet Ellis and we say, oh, he has autism, and they say, oh, but fill in the blank, right? Oh, but he's so energetic. Oh, but he's so social. Oh, but he looks at you in the eye. Yes, he does all those things. He also doesn't have effective language for a 3-year-old. He also has really different preferences around pressure. And so him walking up to your kid and giving them a hug is not the same as somebody else giving them a hug. You know, as a first-time parent, you kind of have a vision of what to expect at certain points, but then when you throw autism in the mix, there really is no what to expect, right? Because it looks different for every person and every child and every journey, and so it can feel a little isolating sometimes.
And overwhelming.
Yeah, and overwhelming. You know, people are really operating on some old research. We had a little fender bender, and as any nervous parent, I took him to urgent care. And they asked me, does anything hurt? And I said, well, he can't tell me because he is 3, first of all, and he has autism. And also, something we know about people with autism sometimes is that they register pain differently. So I really don't know. And the nurse's response to me was, well, we don't really have a way of assessing it unless there's a visible injury or a complaint. I don't want him to grow up in a world like that.
It breaks my heart sometimes to think that people are sitting on the sidelines.
What you buying from the store? Oranges?
Oranges.
When you have access to a community who looks like you, who's going through what you do, who might be at different points on that journey, it is invaluable. I am in a local parent group on Facebook, and a friend of mine there sent me the Spark flyer, and I registered from there. Most importantly, honestly, from the diversity aspect, it's been amazing to be in a space of people of color with children on the autism spectrum who just are so open and willing to share.
It's challenging in certain areas, and it's just good to know that certain people got through it, and then you see the product of, you know, of their children, where they are now with their particular journey, and it's comforting.
He's tall, and he's going to be, like his dad, a tall, like, you know, black man with a presence in a world where that is not always safe.
You know, strange behavior may not always be bad behavior, or you know, or something related to drugs or something else, as it's, you know, sometimes misinterpreted. The key is to keep building these communities out as strong and robust as they possibly can be, because that's the only way we're going to get through this is together.
Both through the Spark group and also my own efforts of networking, I've met a few parents of young children on the spectrum who are of color. And when talking about, you know, autism research, there's a lot of fear in particularly the African American community around the history of medical research and trusting institutions. And when we've talked, I've often come up against that, like, oh, so you have to, like, give a DNA sample, and are you okay with that? For us, anything that we can do to build a future where Ellis is in a world that understands him and can support him is advocacy.
You know, it's critically important that we participate, you know, be heard and be a part of this, you know, just to further not only discussion, but thought and science itself, because, you know, obviously we're still trying to scratch the surface of what this condition is.
If we are not there, and then things happen with policies without considering us, that does no good. If we are sidelined, we will always be sidelined.